Wembley. You're from the UK.
Yes, bruv.
Yes, bruv. Here, we'll give you a bruv. So all in. They're trying to make that a tradition. The ticket sales are here. Let's take a gander into a place, everybody's favorite place to go, and it is called Phil Marks Bookmarks. So let me here. I got some numbers here, I believe, before we dive in, or maybe I lied.
I think it's 45,000.
Yeah, I lied, guys. Sorry, I don't have the ticket number, so we're not going into Phil Marks Bookmarks quite yet. But yeah, dude. So they have sold about 45,000 tickets. It's set up for like 51,000 seats or something. Obviously a far cry from the inflated number of last time. Tell me about like the last All In compared to this All In, as far as like you're feeling, because I know you had to be feeling something like, damn, they're doing Wembley. Like, even if I can't make it, it's still, this is big for, like, I'm sure you guys, and I don't know, your culture or the wrestling culture down there or whatever, societally, and also, how has the vibe changed this time? And it's just not living up to the hype. The numbers don't lie, Daddy. I always say it. But in your opinion, what's going on? I have no hype for All In.
In my opinion, and I think this might shock you because I did not feel a single thing when they did Wembley. I did not feel proud. I did not feel like it was any great importance because it was that by that point I had already soured so much on AEW. The only thing I was really liking at that point was MJF and Adam Cole, but they royally that up. So no, I didn't really feel anything other than yeah, it's on. And I did put it on. I watched CM Punk Samoa Joe, and then heard about all the stuff that went down before the show started, which is all I was focused on for the rest of the night. And then I think the next match was the 6-man tag. Kenny Omega, not Okada. Who's that other guy? Kota Ibushi and Jericho versus who's they against?
They were against a whole
the Bang Bang Gang.
Yeah, the Bang Bang Gang. I was going to ask you, were you there in attendance at Wembley? Or
no, I was not in attendance.
Yeah, I've had friends who were there, and I also have friends who were like, "No, I didn't go." You know what I mean? So, but they're from the region, if you will. So, I just was curious if you were there or not. But yeah, so even like, there was nothing that made you go like, I need to make sure I see this in person. There was nothing that made you proud. Is it like not even the Osprey match stood out to you?
No.
Like, are you a bruv? Do you embrace the grind, or are you?
I like Will Ospreay as an on-screen character. I don't like the way he wrestles, and I don't like the stuff he says in interviews. But when I look at Will Ospreay, because people mock him for wearing a backwards cap and I think a football T-shirt, right? Yeah, and I like that he does that because he feels a little bit more
authentic, dude. He's just being himself. Like, yeah, I like that.
I like that, but the way he wrestled with the constant no selling, there was a clip I saw online where he took a suplex and got straight back up, and people use the same excuse that they always use, which is adrenaline. Oh my God, you don't know how adrenaline works. Oh my God. And even Sap was trying to defend it, saying, oh, look at this UFC fight. Oh my God. But no, he does it every match, man, every match. And when it's just, he needs to slow it down. He needs to sell more. He needs to wrestle like he's actually working a wrestling match and not doing some, and I don't want to say gymnastics, but that's what it is, gymnastics.
Yeah, man. And then so like this All In coming up, like you have even less hype than the last one. Like that seems to be the general consensus among fans, just overall in general. I guess I said it twice. but yeah, like you are not as hyped for that. I'm obviously assuming, or
yeah, well, for last year, even though I didn't care that much about it, I at least had some expectations that they might do something because it's their first real big stadium show, and it's outside of America. It's a big event, and they hyped it up. But this time, man, I have no expectations whatsoever. I expect it to be a marquee show for Marks, and we do get a lot of them around here, which is why they probably sold out. It's all not sold out, but still sold 45,000 tickets, which is a big number, really. but it's not the number they're looking for, and it's not the number people expected. I expected them to get less, to be honest, because when you run the same event at the same venue all the time, it doesn't work. It's diminishing returns, and they keep doing it with all these events. Double or Nothing. It's always in Vegas. The crowd goes down every year.
Yeah.
All Out is always in Chicago. The crowd goes down every year, and it's going to be the same with All In. It's going to be in London, and the crowd's going to go down every year, especially with WWE making their way over here at least twice a year.
Yeah, dude, wait till they do Wembley and just shatter that whole thing, dude. Burn it to the ground. Yeah, man. It's interesting. So what is with the, I don't want to say obsession, but what is it with people in the UK who, like, y'all just love Meltzer and Alvarez and WrestleTalk and the Cultaholic, and I get it, like those are hometown boys and stuff. But what is it with just like the sheets in general? Like, is it just that the UK was so starved of like pro wrestling stuff that they just really clung? Because, like, hey, I won't lie, I was on the forums, I was on NoDQ.com in the early days, looking up the results of the live events and like that, the house shows. I like, I'm an Uber Mark, dude, Phil Marks. But what I'm saying is, like, what is it with the UK and they're just like, Dave Meltzer's going there selling out little theaters and stuff like that, just so people hear this dummy tell them lies. Like, what is it? What is it with you guys in that?
I honestly, please don't group me in with these people. I'm nothing like them.
Too late, already did it.
I honestly, I can't tell you, because I think it all cultivated with WrestleTalk and WhatCulture, because I think they were just marks themselves. And WhatCulture at that time and WrestleTalk, they were actually quite good.
Yeah, dude, I used to watch it every day. Now I don't watch it ever anymore. I'll watch Simon Miller if, like, I see he's doing a top 10 or something.
Oh, I can't even watch Simon anymore, man. He's sold out. He's a big sellout, Simon.
Is he?
Oh yeah.
Over with me still.
The way he's been acting online and saying that, oh, I love the sicko wrestling and things like that.
Oh,
and if you don't love, he's turned into one of those people. But I mean, back in the day, they was really good. They was really entertaining. They had the lists, the fantasy booking videos, Adam versus Adam. I mean, loved all that stuff. And then gradually over time, they just became more markish and more markish and more markish. And maybe there was even that markish at the start. We just didn't really notice. Mm-hmm. But I think them becoming as big as they did, because WhatCulture's got over 2 million subscribers, I believe. It somewhat changed wrestling fans in England and Scotland and Wales and so on. That's what I think. That's my theory. But British wrestling over here has actually been it used to be a really good thing, because WhatCulture had their own wrestling promotion.
Well, I was just going to bring that up. Yeah, I was just going to say, how the hell did WCPW book better than Tony Khan as well?
Oh, they had all the names, man. They had Kurt Angle, they had Drew Galloway, they had Cody, they had everyone.
I used to watch that all the time, dude. I'd get all their events. And Tony Khan, it's like, that's how you book a world tournament, the way that WCPW did it. Like, how the can't you figure this out, dude? A bunch of marks from UK wrestling YouTube figured out how to book better than Tony goddamn Khan. Just hilarious to me. But yeah, shout out WCPW. That's what I mean. It seems like somewhere down along the way, like WhatCulture just sort of lost like the Cultaholic and that, because then they split off and did their own thing. They all just sort of like lost their way, somewhere down the line. I feel like
I was devastated when I first heard that news, man, because I was a big fan of them at that time of WhatCulture. I loved the group. I mean, they all had their own gimmicks. They was funny. So when I heard they was leaving, man, I was devastated. What's going to happen next? And obviously Simon never left, but the rest did, the main ones. And then they created Cultaholics. I thought, cool, we're gonna continue with Adam versus Adam and things like that. And then boom, they lose their number one guy just like that, Lampier. It's like they made the company and boom, he was gone immediately because he did some.
Yeah, what happened to him? Wasn't he like DMing chicks when he had a girlfriend?
Oh yeah,
trying to bang him and stuff. Yeah,
I can't remember exactly what it was, but apparently he was asking fans for nudes or something.
Yeah, it can't be that, man.
No,
So-
and the thing that annoyed me the most about that situation was he did not accept responsibility. What he did was right. He basically did Vince McMahon with the neck brace and the steroid trials. He shaved his head and said, I'm a sex addict." No, you're not.
yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah, I'm addicted to sex. Just don't check my text messages or anything I left behind in my airplane, you know?
He did his best. He played a victim. And I don't like it when people do that. If you've done something wrong, accept responsibility, because that's what I always do, or at least try to do.
Yeah.
Accept responsibility, learn from my mistakes, and try and be better. And he did not do that because I think he's still under another investigation from something that happened last year.
Jeez.
Because he's left WrestleTalk last year, because he joined WrestleTalk for a couple of years, and then he just magically disappeared. I come to find out that I can't remember what he did. Something with someone on their channel where they focus on board games with a girl called Nali Carly.
Oh, yeah,
And,
where they used to play the board games, dude. I remember that.
and apparently he made some advances towards her, and then he had to leave and not heard from him since.
Bro, word to the wise. Hey, I always try to add value, fellas and ladies. If you're listening in the PWT universe out there, don't creep on fans / listeners or viewers / coworkers. All right, man.
Oh yeah.
Keep that separate, bro. That's crazy. Like, get your freak on somewhere else. You go to the bar, you go figure something out. There's Tinder, there's all type of ways to do that, man. You gotta be I don't know. It's funny, but whatever. I'm not passing. Hey, I don't know the information. I'm hearing it secondhand from Crossman here. But yeah, it's definitely crazy how they kind of fell off. But I mean, quote unquote fell off. Like, look at all the views they're getting. But I think you are on the forefront on a new wave of what's to come. You're just a bit behind because you're in the UK, and the culture there is very still like I just saw Dave sold out like a little theater there, man. You guys are, I don't think you could do that around here. You know what I mean? But yeah, so I just think like the UK will catch up eventually, and you'll be like one of the front people on that wave of like, here's how we cover this wrestling now. So that, I don't know, that's the way I look at it, man. So I would just stay optimistic about it, but it's always piqued my interest